She was a sniper who had never missed a shot. Now, her target was the newly inaugurated President of the United States. She carefully opened the scope, lining up her shot, but the glint of the lens caught the president's sharp eye. To her surprise, he didn't panic. Instead, he quickly calculated the distance between himself and the sniper. A single gunshot rang out. The president deliberately allowed the bullet to graze his shoulder, staggering back as if caught off guard. It turned out he knew that surviving an assassination attempt would only boost his public support, casting him as a resilient leader in the eyes of the American people. But just a year ago, this same president had been a nobody, a man on the brink of failure. Ivan was a struggling novelist who hadn't managed to publish a single book in 3 months. His girlfriend had just broken up with him, tired of waiting for him to get his act together. Then, one fateful day, he ran into an old friend from his past. But his friend had changed, now a wealthy businessman, worlds apart from the struggling writer Ivan had become. His friend handed him a small pill, claiming it was the secret to his success. Skeptical but desperate, Ivan returned home and, after a moment's hesitation, swallowed the pill. Almost instantly, his pupils dilated, his surroundings grew sharper, and he became acutely aware of the tiniest sounds around him. Ideas began to flood his mind, and in just 1 hour, he had written an entire novel. The next day, Ivan took the manuscript to a publisher. The editor, skeptical of his sudden burst of creativity, dismissed him at first, but Ivan insisted that if she just read the first 3 pages, she'd be begging him to write more. True to his word, Ivan barely made it back home before his phone lit up with a frantic voicemail from the editor, captivated by his work. But the effects of the pill wore off the next day, and Ivan found himself back to square one. He rushed to his friend's apartment, only to find the door ajar and the place in chaos. His friend was dead, murdered in his own home. Ivan quickly called the police, but as he waited for them to arrive, he remembered why he had come in the first place. Slipping on a pair of gloves, he rummaged through the apartment until he discovered a stash of cash and a large bag of the same pills hidden in the oven. At the police station, Ivan said nothing about the pills. Over the next 4 days, fueled by his newfound mental clarity, he finished his novel. But the royalties alone weren't coming fast enough. He needed real money. So, he borrowed $100,000 from a friend and plunged headfirst into the stock market. With the pills' effects sharpening his mind, he deciphered the market's hidden patterns. In just a week, his account soared from $100,000 to $2 million. The financial world took notice. He received offers from major institutions and even caught the attention of Carl, a legendary Wall Street tycoon. Even his ex-girlfriend, who had once left him for being a deadbeat, started trying to reconnect. But none of this mattered to Ivan. He had his sights set on a much loftier goal, becoming the President of the United States.